Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Star Raptor, and welcome to my review for the Weapon of a Jedi comic book adaptation. This is an adaptation of the middle grade novel written by Jason Fry, and this adaptation is tackled by the writer Alec Worley with the artist Rory Coleman. So this takes place during that gap between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back. We have Luke Skywalker along with Wedge Antilles in a squadron doing an escort mission for the Rebel Alliance, and next thing you know, Luke is getting called to do a specific solo mission where he must take a Y-Wing to get some information above the planet of Deveron for the Rebel Alliance. So he goes there in his Y-Wing, he gets badly damaged, he has to land on this planet, and he already had visions about him being on this planet. So when he lands on this planet, the Force sort of calls to him, and he goes on to a journey to basically find out what is going on. There's a Jedi Temple there. He gets these Deveronian guides, and he meets Sarko Plank, who is his ultimate guide to get him there. This elusive bounty hunter type mercenary character brings him to the Jedi Temple. He goes there, he unlocks the secrets of the Jedi Temple. The training remotes are there, it spawns out, he's able to fight those off, but the Empire isn't far behind, so it's up to Sarko Plank and him to fight off the Empire, and of course, Sarko Plank decides to turn on Luke at the end. Luke ends up defeating him and goes on his way. So the crux of the story is this is the first time that Luke Skywalker is finding a Jedi Temple. And it won't be the last, because as we know, after the events of Return of the Jedi, that is what he's doing, is he's going around the galaxy finding these Jedi Temples. So all in all, I thought this was a pretty okay job at adapting the book. I do think that this was very wordy, had too many speech bubbles for my liking. The artwork I personally wasn't a fan of. It's more of like that 70s, early 80s artwork, so I'm more of a guy that grew up with the modern era, and it's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with the artwork. It just didn't really jive for me, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of training, especially in the second issue. I meant to say that this is 2 issues, this story here, and it's from IDW Comics, and there's a lot of training montages that I think take up like half of the second issue, so I think it could have been condensed just a little bit, and the way that Luke gets away without the Empire really intervening could have used a little bit more explanation in my eyes there. And I think there's some certain editing choices in the second issue that kind of threw me off. Like, I don't know if it was my issue specifically, but like some of the ink didn't seem like it was there on the page for me to actually read what was happening. So just obvious like technical stuff there. Although some good things about this issue is it did introduce the fact of Luke having visions. Could that have been Ben that was talking to him? Cool new Imperial designs. There's this new Imperial frigate that I have never seen before. So cool stuff like that. You know, at the beginning, seeing Luke with Wedge escorting this freighter reminded me a lot of Rogue Squadron, the video game. So, you know, there's really some fun to be had in this issue. I think it did an okay job in adapting Jason Fry's middle grade book. So with that being said, I got to give this a 6.5 out of 10. This wasn't the first middle grade novel that was adapted in comic book form. We also had The Smuggler's Run, or that story with Han Solo, basically, that came out like a month or 2 ago. I'm all for the books getting adapted into the comic book realm of things, because we had that happen in the Marvel Universe with the Thrawn series, or at least the first Thrawn book. So, hey, this is probably not that expensive, I'm assuming, comparing to just hiring a writer to do his own original work, maybe. So there's plenty of Star Wars books to adapt out there. I'm all for this, and hopefully we get more in the future. So that's going to do it for this review. If you want to see more reviews and more thoughts on other Star Wars comics, books, and more, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this very channel. I also host a weekly Star Wars podcast called Outer Rim Transmission. You can go ahead and subscribe to that on this channel, as well as subscribe to its podcast download links either at iTunes or at Spotify or at Google Play. Basically anywhere you can download a podcast, Outer Rim Transmission will be on there. So that is going to do it for me, Starter. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also included 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me, and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at StarRaptor.